I'm Shane Lucock. I'm the General Inspector for IT for the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham. My role is to advise schools on the use of computer technology in education. But primarily at the moment I'm involved in our school building programme. It's one of the largest in the country, pro rata, for the size of the council. And we're equipping all of our new classrooms that we're building with what we consider to be the very best interactive teaching technologies. We're in a brand new school. Every one of the classrooms is equipped in the same way with a large Supernova screen and mobile interactive whiteboard, which is a tablet device which gives us the interactivity. I think it's important to point out that in this classroom we have all the blinds up, we have all the lights on, and yet we have a fantastically clear, vibrant image on the screen. And this was an important part of our solution. We didn't want children to be sitting in doom and gloom all day long. We wanted the computer to be used as much of the time as possible, but depriving the pupils of natural light didn't seem to be a very good idea. The current preference in education for interactive whiteboards we always considered to be a bit ridiculous. It's totally unsuitable for whole class teaching. You're limited in terms of the size of the display. You have problems with children interacting with the display in not being able to reach all parts of the board. And in order to move the lesson forward, interacting with whatever's being projected from the computer, you have to stand in front of it and look away from the class in order to move things around and to cause things to happen. And that never seemed to us to be a particularly good way of going about things. We wanted the display to be much bigger, we wanted it to be accessible to everybody in the class, we wanted it to be large enough so that people sitting at the back could see what's written on the screen. And the interactivity we wanted to be from anywhere in the classroom. And the large Supernova screens in conjunction with the mobile interactive whiteboard gives us the interactivity, the visibility, and the high quality image in high ambient light. We bought some Supernova screens to try them out and were immediately incredibly impressed by the fact that it didn't seem to make a slightest bit of difference whether you turned the lights on or off. In this classroom there's a light immediately above the screen, which doesn't make any difference to the quality of the image. Now, with interactive whiteboards or conventional screens, of course, it does make a big difference if you have a light on immediately above the screen. So we were very impressed. We invited our head teachers to look at it in situ so that they could appreciate the quality of the image for themselves. And it was quite clear that that was the solution we were going to go for. We're building, as I said, we're building a lot of new classrooms at the moment. To deal with our burgeoning school population, and every single new classroom that we're building is equipped with a Supernova screen and high quality educational interactive technology equipment like visualizers and the mobile interactive whiteboard and so on. I think when we first discovered the Supernova screen, we were aware that it was a niche market, a high-end market, and of course predominantly people were putting interactive whiteboards into schools, and therefore people in education weren't even looking at this type of technology. It's only because we totally rejected the interactive whiteboard as being unsuitable to have in classrooms that we were looking for the best possible type of screen for displaying the computer image to the children. And it was absolutely clear to us that getting the biggest possible display with the brightest possible image was what we were going for. A number of colleagues and other local authorities have shown interest. I think there's a lot of entrenchment in terms of the education establishment. The interactive whiteboard is de facto the technology that people expect to have in a classroom, but it's only when they see what we have in our classrooms that they might have cause to question whether in fact those investment decisions are correct. But here in Barking and Dagenham we're absolutely convinced that this is the right solution. We've always known that the more you spend on the projector, the brighter the image. So we needed to get the projector and the screen combination to give us an acceptable quality. In our secondary schools, where we have a bigger screen than the primary schools, we have a bigger projector with a higher lumens to compensate. But in our primary schools, around about the 3,000 lumens, which is exactly what's being used here in this classroom, we found to be perfectly acceptable. I think teachers have been used to having a projected image for use with their teaching for some time now. I think teachers embarking in Dagenham are very used to the fact that we don't use interactive whiteboards, we use the mobile tablet devices instead. Teachers coming in from other authorities where they've been used to interactive whiteboards, it is a little bit of a learning curve because they're not used to being able to move freely around the classroom and still being able to interact with the display, used to being rooted to the front of the classroom, standing in front of whatever it is they want children to look at. So that is a little bit of a learning curve, but so far so good. It's very difficult to measure the benefit of the technology because we don't have a control environment. We don't have classrooms which don't have the technology. We believe that the experience for pupils in the classroom is enriched by having access to high quality video, high quality imagery and interactivity. And one of the biggest advantages of the Supernova screens, of course, is when displaying video. We all know that when we go to the cinema, we have to sit in the darkness. Whenever the house lights go up, the image quality deteriorates significantly. Here in our classrooms, we can show high quality video with all the lights on and with the sun streaming in through the windows, and that altogether is a much better experience.